Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
I need an extended version of that. That's my jam, even if it is my show opener. Good morning. It's coming back, y'all. I don't sound like Louise Jefferson. I sound like, well, maybe a younger version, but I'm not as bad as it was yesterday. See, every day above the earth is a great day. Today, we are going to, first of all, being here together, fulfill one of the greatest promises available to us. That is the one that guarantees that when two or more of us comes together and we have the same heart set, mindset, that same soul set, something wonderful, a miracle is guaranteed to happen. Today is no different. I'm so excited. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. The bathrobe's back here because it's summer. So I'm just it's here. And I got plenty more over there. But welcome to the show. Welcome to today. I love today's date. All my little angel numbers are up in there. 7/7/2022. It's a wonderful day. Why? Because today, each and every one of us has an opportunity to take what is great to greater, strong to stronger, bright to brighter, nice to nicer, kind to kinder. And for those of you, well, most likely in my family, good to gooder. I love you. I see you watching Joy, cousin Joy. I'm just playing with you. Good morning, you guys. Before we get our guest in here today, I'm not. Oh, yesterday I had a recap of my 60th birthday, which was on the 4th of July. Showed you some of my favorite gifts, but one was upstairs that I wanted to show you because I went on a big fishing trip, right? So I got someone in this house, and it ain't me, and there's only two of us, is hooked on gnomes. There must be 40 of those things around the house. I'm not kidding. So I thought we had a deal. No more gnomes, but I got one. And I love him. He's coming down here. I call him Pappy Crappy. Why? Because there was a big deal. I won $5 out on the dock at the cottage this weekend because I was fishing and I caught a crappie. And Brian, my husband, Dr. Brian, he said, that's not what you call it. It's not a crappie. It's a crappie. And I said, it is not. Wait, he said crappie. I said crappie. And so anyway, well, I Googled it and she called it. So anyway, when a real fisherman arrived, he said, no, it is crappie. So I can never let that moment when I was right pass. So I sealed it into history by naming him Pappy Crappy. So there you go. And I love him. Gone fishing. One of my favorite things to do. He's huge. Got a lot of, I don't know. I'll have to find a home for him somewhere. So that was great. Yesterday I showed you, and I'm still waiting for somebody to give me some clues on how to properly smudge because I want to respect that. I don't want to just be, oh, look, to me, something like that is like when you say your blessing. My mom used to get mad at me when I was a little boy. She'd say, okay, we're going to say grace. Everybody say grace. I'm already chewing. I haven't even finished the blessing. She goes, you better hope your food's never poisoned, right? So anyway, God is good, right? Let me hear it. That's right, all the time and all the time. Let me hear it. God is good. Yes, he is. Can I get an amen? So, really quick, Lee. No, real quick or quickly. There it is. Somebody's always on my butt about that stuff. I wanted to share something with you guys before we start the show. Where is it? I marked it. Excuse me. Yeah, still fighting that after effect of that COVID. Lord, my doctor told me yesterday she's sending me some, what do they call? Steroids. I was like, you mean it? The kind people that want to get big muscles take? She goes, no. So it's going to supposedly help me get my voice back because found out yesterday I have to be in Cincinnati, Ohio next weekend to shoot my scenes for that pilot television show, Heathen. So I'm excited about that if I get my voice back. Real quick, something to start your day with, okay? This is from one of my favorite books, and for all the people that coach with me, you know it because it's required reading when you work with me. The Motivation Manifesto, 9 declarations to claim your personal power, written by my good friend, Brendan Burchard. This particular passage is brief, but powerful, found on page 138, entitled Reality is Bendable. Here we go. This power begins with developing a mindset for real momentum. The first mark of such a mindset is believing that reality is bendable to our will. Those who lack this belief never advance with great power and constancy. Free and courageous people do not avoid their current circumstances, but they see them as temporary. To those who are self-reliant, reality is not fixed, but rather fickle and moldable. They see their entire existence as something that can be shaped, toyed with, vastly improved, and nothing that exists today must exist forever. New ideas and new worlds can replace all that is known. Their only commitment is to creating the future they have imagined for themselves and their loved ones. Final passage. The great say, now that's you, the great say that reality can be shaped and changed by my direct actions. And so I will act with constancy to forge my ideal life. To them, their vision trumps reality. Their dreams have more weight than their circumstances because they know that circumstances are alterable with enough sweat and toil and a little dedication. How's your dedication? Right? You ready to sweat? You ready to toil? I just know you are. Today, I'm really excited to bring back my good friend Steve Sughrim. He is the founder of My DH Life. We're going to get down to the bottom of that acronym here in just a moment, but he brought a good friend with him today. They're both a part of a wonderful event this Saturday. And what not just the content and all that's going to happen. Here's the best part for those of you in the Seattle area. It's free. Okay? No excuses. It's free. Um, and man, Steve has done just all kinds of things. He's known in circles as Apostle. Steve Sughrim is the founder, like I said, and CEO of My DH Life, and he's personally grown networking teams. We'll talk about this of well over 100,000 members, generating, get this, over $4 million in sales. A lot more to him, but I want to tell you a little bit also about who he has brought along today. Now, I'm trying to think. I had this somewhere. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna read with you what Scott put in here a little bit. Scott says he's absolutely in the moment. Love that. His eyes are fixed on yours, as if to search for the meaning behind your words. He laughs easily, even when recounting the many memories of past experiences. Here's a quote. Scott says, "I had a pretty rough go of it these past couple years. It was a situation where all of my plans were pulled completely out from under my feet." Sound familiar? Yeah. And my life took a series of perpetual twists and turns. There's more to that, but like they say, my kids, and I mean all kids are my kids. They say all the time, I can show you better than I can tell you. So why don't we do that? Guess what? Put your hearts into the conversation today. Put some hearts on the screen. That's our version of applauding as we welcome Scott Bland and Steve Sughrim to the show. Here they go. Howdy, howdy. How's everybody?
Wonderful.
Awesome. That's one.
Hey.
That's 1 out of 2. What about you?
Hey, I am blessed and highly favored, living in Dominion, just like everyone else.
Dominion. That starts with a D. Huh. So is Dominion one? Is the Dominion the D in DH Life?
It sure is.
What did I win?
You win.
Oh, I remember it now. It's Dominion Air.
That's right.
And it's so funny because when I first read it, I was like, that Steve guy's not very smart. Everybody knows that air starts with an A. But it's HEIR, as in air.
As an air, as a joint air. Yes.
I love it. I love it. We're going to get deeper into that. But first of all, I want to give both of you an opportunity to privately say good morning to our audience out there. And they're popping in. I see you guys all over the place. Ooh, a lot of Facebook users today, which means you're on one of the 26 Facebook pages. Oh, they're happy. Robert, hello. That's it. I've seen everything. My buddy Robert Brooker is here. So why don't we start with Scott because he's the first timer. Scott, we're going to dip out for a second, the two of us, and let you just have at it and say hello to everybody. Tell them where you're at in the world a little bit that I didn't.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Bland. I am here in Lima, Ohio, which is a melting pot right on 75 in between Columbus and Toledo. So it's an honor to be here with you all today. I am a first timer, so I'm just kind of eager to see where the conversation goes. And once again, thank you so much for having me on this show.
Awesome. Guess what? When you say the name of your town?
Lima,
Ohio. I remember you took me back. You remembered me all the way back to when I was like 7 years old. We were Adventists, Seventh-day Adventists, and every Friday night we would we would listen to a radio show, but we did stare just like on the Waltons. We stared at the actual radio. It was called Your Story Hour with Uncle Dan and Aunt Sue. And at the end, they would always say, to get your free coloring book or whatever, and the address was there. Yep. And Uncle Dan and Aunt Sue, Your Story Hour. Anybody remember that? It was great. Steve, you're up.
Well, thank you. Well, welcome everyone. It's always a pleasure to be on Lauren's show, and just an opportunity to share my heart with everyone and what God is doing in my life and the great things that are on the horizon. So, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world.
Wherever you are in the world. So, why does he keep hitting that bell? Well, because that's the bell of purpose. It's written right on it. It really is. You don't believe me? It is. It's the bell of purpose. And why do I hit that bell? I ring it because just like you hear right there, the truth has a ring to it. Don't get so caught up being busy and multitasking that you let the truth just sit in the middle of the road. It is not road kill. The truth is soul fill. So grab some and take it with you, won't you? Okay, there we go. Oh, also, welcome to the show. Brand new. She looks different. We got a new cup, a new mug after the first 6 years. Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo is here. She's my sidekick. She's my version of Ed McMahon. Good morning, all. So let's get right to it. Mind, motivation, and money. Now, Scott, are you an influencer? Are you a speaker? Are you a coach? What do you do?
Everything. I am an influencer. I am a speaker. I am a singer. I am a personal development mindset coach. Yeah, pretty much everything under one umbrella.
Ooh, maybe we can get him to sing a verse or two.
You know what I'm doing? I don't know where it is. I was looking for my album. I keep this. My desk is such a mess. A mess. A mess. See, even my vocabulary. What kind of stuff do you sing, Scott?
Some of like Joshua Groban, you raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Oh,
Just
we didn't have to ask you twice.
the more positive type stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you have a wonderful voice.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
Okay,
that.
Steve, you're up. Let me hear some. I know, Steve. Can you sing the first verse to "Won't You Take Me to Funky Town"?
No, thank you.
I will survive.
No.
The old rugged cross.
Come on, Steve.
Steve, you're not. You're hard. You're hard. You run around.
But you don't want your audience to stay with us, right? So
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that. So listen, how did you two get together? Because I know you're both going to be together, literally, this coming weekend in Seattle for this event that we're here to talk about: mind, motivation, and money. So how did you two find each other?
Steve?
Scott.
Okay. Well, a couple years ago, I was just online and I saw Steve in, video form. And I'm like, man, I know that guy. And so I reached out to him. We made connection and called. I have written a mindset training. So Steve's vision is really to allow folks to know that overcoming the way that one thinks, I mean, it's hard, perhaps the most difficult thing, but it can be done. And so that is the originator of really progression, is you've got to get a hold of your thoughts. So then he had reached out to me and it just kind of connected to his vision and forgot about it there. What, a couple of years, Steve?
Yeah, about that.
Circled back around and we connected again. And here we are today, just digging the trench and pushing forward, not looking back.
Okay.
Yeah, and to add to that, a different platform is actually how I discovered Scott. I was on that platform just doing some research, and I found his material, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. And I had kept that, and I think I had called him and just kind of introduced myself at that point, and but not knowing where it was going to go, right? But I just knew that I knew. Exactly. Right. I just knew, right? Because we need to have the mind of Christ and understand and the power of. And I was like, I just knew it. And then here we are today, many, many, many years later.
So this is interesting because let's just get it out there. Inquiring minds want to know. So where are we in here with this mindset stuff today? Are we walking down the woo-woo path? Or are we walking down the Bible thumper path? I'm putting all the stuff out there that people call. They got to have some kind of derogatory name for things that they don't have the courage to check out or whatever it is. So I like to get that out there because I know somebody's thinking it. So because you mentioned Christ, you mentioned mindset and all this, how do you both feel that up? Because I live in both. I have a foot in both of those worlds because they're really the same world. But let's talk about that. Because here's the thing, a lot of religious, let's say, movements, okay, and I've had people on the show many times, when it comes to the money part, They don't like to talk about it too much. It's almost like it's, money is the root of all evil. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Um, tell them that when you go buy groceries. I ain't paying. That money you want is the root of all evil. I'm gonna just take this food. You'll be looking for some evil bail money to get your butt out of jail. So let's talk about that though, you guys, because this title, Mind, Motivation, and Money, let's just say as recently as 2 years ago, would have meant something totally different than it does today. So and people are just getting the oil, like the Tin Man on the Wizard of Oz, where they're venturing out again, let's say, to those live events. Yours is free. Why was it so important for you to get butts in the seat? So much so that you said, let's not put a price tag on this. So what is your real motive? What's the deal, Steve?
Well, one of the things, I often say we're blessed to be a blessing, right? And, this being our very first event, it was important that people knew who we are, where our hearts are, and, what the purpose of My DH Life and My DH Life events is presenting. It's all about the mindset. And Scott will talk a little bit about this, how all three, gel together, because you've got to have first the mindset in everything we do, mindset in life, over your health, over your finances, over everything. But it's got to be to a level where our mind can send the right signals and message that our body, our soul, can be motivated and excited and inspired, and then to produce, and then the production come, the results come thereafter. Because if you allow the wrong information to go in here or through the eye gates, right, that will mess up your mind. I mean, in a great way, and in some cases in a very, very bad way. And the results will be what you allow into your air gates and your eye gates. So that's why
what?
Your air gates and your eye gates.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about precious stones or something when you,
Oh,
you know. Okay.
yeah.
Look, don't let that doctor thing on there fool you. You know it. Right. So listen, this is for you, Scott. I know because I work in the same vein that you do, that we all do here. Mindset, kind of like a piece of spaghetti that people throw against the wall, hoping it will stick. And I want to talk to you right now, or have you respond and talk to everyone out there regarding how a lot of people they understand the premise of mindset, but they're not consistent with it. They talk about it, but they're not really people. I don't think a lot of people know how to intricately weave it into something that is a tapestry, which means it's in every frame of your life. Let's talk about that for a minute. Why do you think so many people start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop?
Yeah, we're habits of creature or creatures of habit. Sorry.
I was going to say, is that a new one?
Yeah, creatures of habit.
I'm so
And
thank you, Scott.
a
I'm
lot of
happy to do
times, faith, or what it is that we are believing, our belief system comes by that which we hear. So out in this world, there's just a lot of folks that are conforming to the world and not being transformed by the renewing of their mind. They're just constantly constant with what life has given them. I know, me personally, what really got me intrigued with mindset was, you go through life and everybody says, oh, the universe brought me this and the universe brought me that. And I started to look into it, and I'm like, when we break up universe, uni means one, verse means word. So we're living in a one word planet. And then I went back, I'm a Christian guy, and I went back to Genesis, where it says,
What? That wasn't in your bio, Scott. Bye-bye. I'm just kidding. Wait.
no. So I went back to Genesis, and it says where God created man, in his image. And I knew that God was a spiritual being. And if God is a spiritual being, I'm a spiritual being. So how did God create his world? He spoke it. And what we don't realize as people is the more that what we speak is what we create. So if God himself, spoke his world into existence, yet we are walking around saying, and pardon my French if I'm not, people always say this, but we go around speaking whatever the hell we want to say,
Oh,
and expecting heaven to show
some
up.
Christian you are. I heard
I
that
know it.
word.
I know it.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
But
and
wait a minute. Let
go
me
ahead.
just ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Seriously. Um, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Mhm.
how sure are you that God is a he? Because you keep saying he this and himself and
Yeah. Well, I know God is a spiritual being.
mm-hmm.
Whether he is a he, a she, a they, a them, whatever pronouns that people
Uh-huh.
want to address to God.
Yes.
He is a being that has changed my life, that has allowed me to relate to him in the way that I have personally related to him.
There it is.
Um,
No,
I
that was not a trick question. No,
yeah,
the reason I brought that in is because we need to understand, and because a lot of people are thinking this. That's every time I hear one of y'all, I can hear y'all thinking. Every time somebody thinks that, but they don't say it, that we need to talk about that. Why? Because here's the important nugget in all that. What is greater than? What can change your life and co-authors everything with you? Can be whatever you want it to be. Can be called whatever pronoun you need it to be. Did I say pronoun? What I call it? Pronoun. That you need it to be. The thing is, it just needs to be somehow intricately woven into your world, or you'll miss everything that is for your world, I believe. Steve, what about you? How do you feel? Because I know you have apostle attached to your name. So Saturday, when people walk through the door, if you hear one person over here saying universe, another person over here saying source, somebody over here saying Buddha, somebody over there saying Jehovah, in your world, are they talking about the same entity or separate ones?
Sure. The only thing I could speak to in regards to that question is just my own personal experience, and that is
That's it.
that growing up in the Caribbean, my dad was Hindu, mom was Catholic, so I was exposed to the religions growing
You
up.
grew up in the Caribbean?
Yeah, I was born
That
in
must sucked.
Trinidad.
Just kidding. Lucky. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so my experience was quite different. So I knew religion. Okay, when I relocated to Florida, I had a colleague that I worked with invited me to Bible study, so I went. Out of courtesy. I kept putting them off. But anyways, long story short is he had asked me a question. Hey, Steve, have you ever accepted Jesus as your personal savior? Well, I read off my accomplishment in the Catholic Church. He said, no. I'm glad you accomplished all that, but have you ever personally? And again, I'd never heard that question, right? Asked before. I said, well, no, every Sunday, the priest, the father forgives me. I mean, I didn't know there was more to it. So anyways, long and short, I said what I know today as sinner's prayer. I asked Jesus to forgive me personally. I literally fell to the floor and I saw a dark charcoal image, a shadow of a person literally lift off me and walk away. And the
Oh,
experience, yeah, the experience I had after that was like an awakening. Everything was bright. Colors were colors. I saw a bright light in that room like I've never seen before, except when it snowed here in the state of Washington. If you ever been where everything is covered with snow, there's a sense of purity and whiteness. Well, that magnified it about 100 times is what I saw in that room. So it's about the experience that I experienced, that I knew without a shadow of God, that without that, God is real. So
So, as far as this Saturday, in Seattle, Washington, I know there's going to be you, Scott. Of course, you, Steve. It's your event. Dr. Liddy and Ricky Johnson. Tell us a little bit about those two. What pieces are they bringing? And then we'll hear from the both of you individually on the pieces that you're bringing. Then after that, we'll go to our short break at the bottom of the hour here. So tell us about those other two that aren't here.
absolutely. So we'll start with Dr. Liddy. Just an amazing individual. I mean, she's got a heart of gold. She really does, and cares about people.
Brilliant.
Yeah, she is, and she really cares about people and a heart to just help. She will help first before anything, and just her. I would just say her background and level of experience and knowledge. I mean, she's truly been blessed with, a mind after God, I could say, because she's just brilliant. But she comes from Wall Street. She's been on, many talk shows. She's been on
Yeah.
ABC, NBC,
Yeah.
you name it.
Attorney.
She's an attorney.
Top
She's a
tier.
good, yep, she's a good lawyer. She goes by that title, and truly she is. Because and one thing about her, I will say this, she operates with integrity, and when it comes to truth, and just saying, and she will speak her mind, right, in a good way, and let you know, hey, this or that, or yay or nay, and that's it.
So what is she speaking on Saturday?
Well, we talked about that. So it's going to be a combination of the motivation and money part when it comes to law, for
Oh,
example.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, and then Ricky Johnson. Yeah, Ricky Johnson. He's a senior pastor in Pasadena, but what he specializes in is very unique. His gift is really for people and teaching. I wouldn't even say money management, but more so understanding money and finances. And for example, he will teach stuff like how to own nothing but control everything, right? Use trust, different things like that. Money is in the bloodline, to understand rhymes and reasons, and then different strategies and how to, I would say, not necessarily monetize, but leverage what you already have for
Yeah.
more. So you're multiplying, which is biblically, right? It's biblical. You got to multiply what God bless you with. So being a good steward of your money, basically what it boils down to.
Yeah. Perfect. Now, let's throw this little ice cube in the middle of what we're talking about you're bringing. So you got Ricky Johnson, Dr. Liddy. We have those pieces. Both of them are bringing something to do with money, but also motivation. Now, here in the middle, I want to ask this question. So who exactly is this event for?
He's like, any one of you. No,
this event for?
Really, it's for any and everyone. Okay, because when you look at mind, motivation, money, it covers everyone. Because many people may be struggling with some sort of challenges, right? Which we know the battlefield is right up here. It's in the mind, and so one of the things that we want to focus on and talk about, which Scott will be covering, is how important it is to have the right mindset in order to be motivated, in order to attract the money, right? Because like you said, what you hear, what you see, what you speak is very important to the end result of everything, or the outcome of money. I mean, because you've heard it said before, we are money magnets, but are we really money magnets, right? Because a magnet has two sides.
Well, I believe if the money, if your intentions are good and you have a good solid plan, because see, I believe this. I don't manifest money. I manifest abundance. I mean, why would I if I say I want to manifest a swimming pool and then I look at my backyard, it's one of the little plastic ones. Well, you weren't specific enough. So I just say this, I manifest abundance because that's going to put an in-ground pool where an in-ground pool should be. It's going to put money in the account or in my pocket where that money should be, but it's going to come based on need and what I plan to do with it to help the needs of others, because the reason of being a good steward is so that you can be of good service.
That's right.
Right. So a lot of people, and if you get that, and you can manifest things out of order. Look at how many people get rich and then blow their heads off. Leaders of finance and this, stars who look at the 27 Club. All those stars, John Belushi, Heath Ledger, Amy Winehouse, the list goes on and on. They got everything. They beat all those odds. 1 in 870 million people get to that point. And as soon as they get there, they're gone. Because they manifest out of order. So that's why the mindset, that's why I'm glad to see that you have mind first, then motivation second, and then money third. Because when people manifest out of order, in my experience, put it in the comments what you think, it could be a recipe for disaster. So what we're going to do is go to this brief break. Robert, we're going to get to this when we get back, and we're going to tie it into what pieces you two are bringing. Take a look and think about this one. Robert says, I'm still working, as many of us are, on the fiscal aspect of abundance. When we come back, we're going to talk about that and more about this wonderful event in Seattle this weekend. If you're in the area, you want want to get there. I guarantee you. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Don't go.
Hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Okay, welcome back to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. And before I bring our guests back in, Scott and Steve, just wanted to let you know there'll be more about this tomorrow and, of course, moving forward. But I wanted to get it out there now. You're going to see it all over my social media. Signed a deal yesterday. That's right. I signed a book deal, and I'm going to be putting together a great book entitled Divine Downloads, 20 Incredible Spiritual Moments of Truth. I'm looking for people who are willing to share that definitive moment where you woke up one version of yourself and you were never to wake up that person again because of a spiritual moment of truth. We want to hear about it in detail. This is going to be a book unlike any you've ever seen. If you're interested, put yourself a little note somewhere, and when I give you the details, use them. That's all I got. Bringing back Scott, bringing back Steve. Welcome back, guys. So before we went to break, we heard what Dr. Liddy and what Ricky Johnson will be bringing, but I wanted to get back, Robert, where is this one? Robert Brooker in Canada. Hi, Robert, says, I'm still working on the fiscal aspect of abundance. Could you try to tie something into this that goes with what you're bringing Saturday? We're proving that point that they said this is for everyone. So who wants to start with this one?
I'll go ahead and start. First of all, I want to go back when we had talked about God. I think it's important that we realize that all throughout Scripture, it talks about Father God. And so to me, the pronouns of he and him are very appropriate when it comes to God being in the masculine form. When it comes to this type of a question, everything in my thought process goes back to who we were created to be in Christ. And a lot of times where we're in life, we get caught up in all this humanism and humanistic, and it's what I bring to the table. It's not some science, not some metaphysical, quantum physics, humanistic type elements. It's really understanding who we were created to be in purpose. And when you know who you are, like I am Scott Bland, I don't have to try to be anything other than Scott Bland. So coming to this question, when you know that you were created, that he wishes above all else that we are to prosper and be in health even as our soul prospers, and what true prosperity is, you can't have true abundance outside of Christ. Because Did you ring the bell?
No, and I don't plan to on that one. I got to
Okay.
say this because I have friends who are Buddhist. I have friends who are Hindu.
Yeah.
I have friends that don't have that word in any part of what they believe as or ascribe to, and they are changing lives at an alarming rate.
Yeah.
For the better.
So
And
I
they're
guess the
good
question
people.
would be, what is prosperity in your thought process? What is true prosperity and abundance?
Being of service to others.
Okay. I can agree to disagree. To me, it's more than that.
You
It's
asked
more
me
than just
about me, I thought.
To do what?
I thought you were asking me that question. I'm sorry if that wasn't the case.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And that's why, yeah, I said, what is your thought
Well, let
process?
me just say why I'm putting it like this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when somebody tells me this event is for anybody,
Yes.
I don't want to send people that I love into a trap where
Right.
somebody's gonna say something to them that is tilted as
Yep.
far as what they believe, and they're good people. I'm just saying I fiercely protect that.
Yeah. When we go through life, there is a way to handle negative thought processes and twisted emotions. And when we are not being conformed to the world, but being transformed by the renewing of our minds, what are we being transformed to or back to? The manufacturer has created us to be a certain way. What has happened to us in this society is they have come and told us how we are to act, what we are supposed to be doing, how to take care of ourselves, and there are principles. God is not a respecter of people; He is a respecter of principle. So that's why when your question, well, I have people that are this and this and this, and they are blessed because they are following principle. God is not a respecter of people. So when your thoughts are healthy, if you want to go down this, when your thoughts are healthy and your thoughts are positive, your emotions will be the same because your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotions, always follow the essence of who we are in the spirit. And then they will lead out into our body acting. So you can't be thinking one way and acting a different way. I can't be saying, I'm happy, but then I'm walking around with a frown on my face. So the information that we are sharing 100% is for everyone, but we don't sugarcoat the essence of who we were created to be by the Creator, and that is, dominion, heirs. And there's really no way around that.
Well, this
In my
doesn't actually sound like it's the place for someone. And I have a great friend, Harrison Klein, who is, you all know Harrison, well respected, one of the best men I've ever met. And because he came to mind when you said, I'm not quantum physics, or however he said it. It sounded like, please, anything but that. And he's a scientist. I'm like this. I came from a religious background, a strict, staunch one, almost cult-like, as are a lot of them. And in there, I learned God said, come as you are, which meant atheist, agnostic, Buddhist, Hindu.
Yeah, come as you are, but don't stay there.
Well,
don't remain.
Where's that in the line?
Well, that's in the process.
See, that's why the Bible, in my opinion, says King James's version. Because people think that they can just add and take out at will. That's not what it says. I'm just keeping it real. I ain't trying to fight here.
Yeah, no.
But I'm just saying, that's not what it says. It says, come as you are, period. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the truth in me, Scott, and Steve, and everybody else, because you've heard it here many times. The truth is the only thing in this universe that does not change. And it will not change on us. So I don't know how we get to just Wikipedia-esque anything because of what we believe. Why can't we just, if you believe in the Bible, why can't you just let it stand without adding to it?
What did you say doesn't change, though? I missed that.
Truth. If I say the truth to you today, and
what is truth?
The truth is the truth. It's what God says.
What makes up truth? What makes up truth? What is truth in your?
The truth is the truth, the reality. It is your truth. It is true to you.
But how do you base? Where do you base your truth in?
I base the truth in. It has a ring to it. We were created to know the truth, to feel it. Something don't feel right here.
Yeah.
I don't trust you. It is there. God leads with it. I am the truth, the light, and the way. He didn't start with way, light, and truth, or any other configuration.
Right.
When you go to court, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you who. Right.
Mhm.
So you don't ask them that when
Right.
they swear you in. Well, what you mean?
Mhm.
Steve,
Right.
you look like you
Yeah.
got something to say.
Yeah, no. This is great. I mean, this is good conversation, because
This is
you know,
why
it's,
people can come to this thing. Because I'm
right.
just letting you know, if I was watching this and I was in Seattle, I'd be all up in there. Just wait,
Right.
because I'm always looking at what is this person's real motive. Because I don't look for anything wrong in people I meet.
Right.
I
So,
start with the things that feel right. That's the truth.
exactly. Exactly.
Go on,
And
Steve.
Lauren and Scott, and this is great. I love what I'm hearing simply because it brings out a topic of discussion, right? But
Mhm.
what I hear is this, right? So we are spiritual beings, okay, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Right? We're spiritual beings. And one things that I have learned and come to realize that love is a universal language, right? And so when we express love in a tangible way, since we're talking about the Bible and talking about, the different aspects of religion and life, uh, you know, um, many came to the Lord and said, Lord, we did all this in your name. We did this, we healed, we did. He said, wait, get away from me. I don't know you. When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was naked, you didn't clothe me. When I was thirsty, you didn't give me anything to drink. What are you talking about? So when we could express love, right? The love of Christ, we're talking about Christ here since this is a topic, or the love of God, or love, just love in itself, right? It's an action word, it's an expression, right? And love opens the door for everyone, every religion, right?
Sure
Because
does.
it's about expressing that love of God in a way that people will feel it, they will sense you. It comes from deep within, right? The core essence of who we all are. And we are all spiritual beings. That's who we are. We are spiritual beings,
Yes, we are.
and so when we
Ah,
can,
so right there, there's common ground. That's what I look for, because the promise I believe in says, seek and you shall find. Doesn't say maybe, could, would, or might. It says you will. So just right there, when you say we're all spiritual beings, that's common ground. See, to answer your question, Scott, you go, what is truth? To me, that is truth. Something that we can all agree on, because truth is not quantifiable. It doesn't come in pints, quarts, and gallons. It just is. Just like love. All the things that we could stick unconditional in front of is of purpose, I believe.
okay,
So when you say
and
we're spiritual, why didn't you could have easily said we're all religious beings, but that's not true. But you must believe that we're all spiritual beings because you said it. So that makes it true to you, right?
That's what gets us caught up in a whole lot of, I'm not religious. I can't, I don't like religion,
Mm,
because it's the do's and the don'ts. This is not about the do's and the don'ts. It's really about a relationship and knowing who you are in Christ. Um,
Now,
and love is the,
wait a minute. If you hung out, if you were at dinner tonight with a bunch of Christians,
uh,
would you say I'm not religious at the
most
table?
definitely,
Because they're
yes.
going to be pissed off.
I'm not here. See, we're
Okay,
over
are
here.
you non-denominational? You're Christian, right?
I am a Christian, non-denominational.
So
What
non-denominational,
non-denominational?
is that
Yeah,
a religion?
not a what?
Is that a religion?
Um, not that I'm aware of.
Like Catholic and Baptist? Why? They have their names on front of
so
churches. They got signs out in the yard just like everybody else.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between religion and relationship. I can be religious about going out and washing my car
as long
every
as
day, routine,
yeah.
but I'm
So
not in love with my car, and my car cannot change me. And my car will not be the same yesterday, today, and forever.
So you would consider yourself spiritual, just like Steve said.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, there we go. There's three of us on that same page.
yeah.
Boom. Go ahead, Steve.
no, I said I was going to throw a wrench in it. So I would say, hey, I'm a citizen of a kingdom that's not of this world. There we go.
I can agree to that.
Right.
Can you agree to that, Scott?
Oh, yeah,
See, there we go.
yeah,
When we seek that common ground, we have a great chance of finding it.
yeah. Well,
That's why I
love.
bring this in.
Love is the common ground, as Steve was saying, because it's the love of God that constrains a man. But God is love. But a lot of times that when I'm coming across different arenas or people, we want to place that love in a very humanistic realm, and that we want to place truth out there from experiences. And truth, there is a black and there is a white, but what makes things black and what makes things white? What makes things good? What makes things bad? What is that? How do we get to the truth is the same yesterday, today, and forever? It does not change according to one's experiences. And so when we renew ourselves back to who God says we were created to be, we have to have a roadmap to that. There's always a foundation when something is built, like a blueprint. And folks are going through life building their life on what is your blueprint? Everything else has a blueprint. What is your blueprint? What is that firm foundation that I am working my way to? And if not, our lives become roller coasters, and up one day, down the other day. And, Lauren, you had mentioned, if I'm out with Christians, they're going to be pissed off. Well, I don't have the ability to give offense. People take offense by where their life is. So what we are trying to, well, what me personally, I'm not going to speak for Steve, but we have to give people a blueprint. Like this is how you do it. There's a lot of gurus or mindset, whatever you want to call them, out there, and they say, "Oh, just be positive, and your life will change." Well,
When you say
why?
we have to give people a blueprint, we who?
We that are in this world, like me, I'll speak for me. I believe that I am in this world to make a difference. I am purposed to bring an understanding to people that life is not always the way that you think it is. You can have a better life, but you have to know where that betterment comes from. It's not just, well, I came on this side of the tracks, and because I didn't grow up, with a silver spoon in my mouth, that I can never become what God has created me to be. God has created you to be perfect, in right standing. Um,
Agreed.
and we have to renew our minds back to that element, because we have been spoken down to. We have, I used to be a teacher, and I hear a lot of times where, kids would come to me and they'd be crying, and, mommy said that daddy, or I remind her of daddy, and, daddy's bad. And I'm gonna have to go, what do you mean daddy's bad? Well, daddy's in prison. And I'm like, but that doesn't make daddy bad.
Mm.
We and so these children are growing up in this generational where they are taking on a character or a being that they are not to be carrying. And so there's a process of renewing their mind, but what are we renewing it back to? Who the manufacturer created us to be. And
Well,
how.
I don't think it has to go back necessarily. Some people need to be renewed forward. Hope springs eternal.
Mhm.
That points in that direction ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I love about purpose. It
Yeah.
fits every person from every direction, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, corner to corner, and even the directions that we don't acknowledge,
Yeah.
because they're going everywhere. Because the spirit of creation is omnipotent.
Yeah. Maybe restored might be a better word, like,
Restored, because it has always been with us.
yes.
Right.
Like I'm looking at this computer,
In
this laptop.
remembrance. Huh?
Yeah. I'm looking at, the computer, and a lot of times, and Lauren, this, our minds, we're like hardware. We will be downloaded with these apps throughout life. And a lot
Yeah.
of times, spam or wrong things get in here. So how do we get restored? There's a restore button in our computer that will take us back to who Dell, is my laptop, created this computer to be. But how do we know who we were created to be if genuinely we're just working out of our experiences or what life has conformed us to become? Like, how do we get restored? What are we being restored back to? And
Every time, I don't know until it gets me there. That's why I ascribe to what is greater than.
But what if you're already there?
If I was already there, there'd be no reason to get up. I could just stay in the bed all day.
No, you get up to walk out the process of being restored. You're already there. I'm already blessed. It don't matter what my bank account.
I can be more blessed.
Yeah, but how?
Great to greater.
How? Getting up
and moving forward.
Yes, and making life happen.
That's why the promise says seek. It doesn't say sit on your ass.
Right.
It's seek and you shall find. That's a guarantee.
Right.
It's a guarantee. So that means you got to get up and look.
Yeah.
I have never in 60 years been sitting in my living room and there was a knock on the door and I said, come in, and life stuck its head in. Hey, I was passing by. Anybody here looking for life? I just thought I'd take a chance. Anybody? No.
But that's faith without works.
You got to go out and you got to make a life.
Yep. That's faith without works. It's dead being alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there it is. You guys, if you or someone you care about is in or even near the Seattle area, let them know about this event on your screen right now, tickering along the bottom. And there, I blew it up for you. mydhlife.events. Get over, check it out. It's free. And I believe this will be a conversational type event.
Yeah.
It's not like, don't go thinking that's why I did it like this today. You don't have to go. I don't want you to go to a place where you're going to be talked at. I want you to go to events where you can be spoken with. So it can be back and forth. If it's not a two-way flow, people, it is not of purpose. Purpose is never just one thing. Ever.
That's right.
Don't forget that. Listen, you guys. You guys can catch more of this tonight. I don't know if Scott will be there, but I know Steve will be there on Weekly Dose of Dano on the E360 Network and all of wherever you get your social media content. I don't want to say good luck because I don't believe in it, but all the best this weekend. Bless some lives, change some lives, allow yourself to be blessed, allow yourself to be changed, and more importantly, let's keep doing what we're doing. This world is hurting. This world needs healing, and we have to be able to talk. We have to be able to have, exciting, illuminated conversations and not think that it's bad, it's wrong, it's an argument. No, it isn't. It's exciting. God, source, spirit, universe, whatever you ascribe to, trust me, none of them make mistakes. They simply keep it interesting. That's it. That's it. Listen, you guys on the screen right now, there's Scott. If you want to continue the dialogue or check out all things Scott Bland, there's where you go, scottbland.com. Also, mydhlife.com can give you more insight into all the things that Scott here and Steve does. And then also along the bottom, One Vision, One Heart. Do a shout out real quick. We're right out of time right now. Steve, go ahead and tell everybody about One Vision, One Heart.
Yeah, One Vision, One Heart is our foundation, and our purpose and sole purpose is about transforming communities around the world and just sharing the love.
Love it. If I were anywhere near Seattle, I promise you I'd be in a seat with you guys this Saturday. I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, and thanks for being good sports, especially you, Scott, because we need that so that people will lean in, tune in, and join the movement of change that this world so desperately seeks. So listen, you guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's show. I've certainly enjoyed you being here. I will look forward to, God willing, tomorrow, meeting you out front at 8 a.m. on the front porch for another illuminated conversation where, you guessed it, right here on Bathrobe Moments. Steve, you want to say, take a moment and just give a Jerry Springer moment? You can.
I don't know about a Jerry Springer moment, but thank you so much, Lauren and folks. Yeah, definitely. If you're in the area, anyone in the area, definitely go and register. It's free registration. But it's always a pleasure, just the opportunity, just open conversation, share our hearts. This makes for good conversation.
Yeah.
And, people gain a lot from just listening. And thank you again, Lauren, for the opportunity.
And they did a lot of that today.
Yes.
I know my viewers, and they were shutting up. And that's a good thing. Listen, all the best. Come back and let us know how it all went. And let us know, Scott, if you ever want to come back solo to promote something you've got going, we'd love to have you. And the same goes for any of you out there. If you have a story, and we all do, come on now. Come on out from behind the shame, the blame, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Forgive, let go. Come and share your story and change someone's life with that same story. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Get out and be that blessing that you want to receive. God bless you.
Bye, guys.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you